Welcome back, you filthy exiles. So this one I've had in the pipe for a little while, and I was just waiting until I found a Crystal King in order to do this fight. But pretty much this is the Crystal King's throne. So if you've heard of the Crystal King, everyone's thought about doing this fight, but you tend to die when you do it because there is a pretty much an infallible, undodgeable mechanic in this fight. But it only occurs if you trigger it. Now, specifically, I'll run into this fight and I'll show you, pardon me, I'll show you how to actually do this fight. It's incredibly easy and literally one of the easiest fights in the game. And the best part about it is the returns that you can yield off target farming this boss is something like this, which is the All's Uprising No Determination roll, which goes for about 10x plus on the market, anywhere up to 20x, and these are constantly coming up and constantly selling. You can also get grace rolls, things like that. I think offloaded one for 8x this league. Offloaded a determination, zealotry rolls for like 3x. Pretty much one of the most profitable ways, and outside of getting Putumba's rings, which I just like saying the word Putamba, is pretty much one of the best sort of parts about Delve, is Crystal King farming. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't know how to fight the Crystal King. So today I'm going to show you how. So you'll see the Crystal King pop up. It'll be denoted by this icon here, which looks like a wolf icon. So I don't know why anyway, it is what it is. Biggest thing to remember is to check the different types of attributes or different sort of biome modifiers, which you can see just in the left bottom hand corner there. So Primeval Ruins, blind on hit, pack size, rarity, yada yada yada. All right, nothing in there is bad. The things that you want to avoid are things like crit multi. That'll fuck your shit up. And what's even worse is if percentage of life is converted to or added as additional extra energy shield. He will be unkillable if you don't do the damage. Generally, with Delve characters, you're not going to do huge amounts of damage, so that's a big problem. The other thing that you want to do before you tackle this fight is make sure that your flares are fully stocked, not that you really need them, and also make sure that you've got as many detonators or dynamite, as much dynamite as you can stack in. And the reason why is you can use that to damage him down, and if you're not a high DPS character, it's one way to expedite the fight. But anyway, let's get into the fight, and I'll show you how to do it live. Now, there will be one phase you will not see in this fight, and that's the phase that I am not about to go and trigger, because there's no way to beat it. There's no easy way to beat it. Anyway, let's do this. All right, so we're gonna head down to the instance. Now, you can't respawn into this fight. You can only do it once. As in, you can't die. The node will stay open as long as you don't beat it, but if you lose, that's it. You got to do it again. You got to spend more sulfite and everything else to re-unlock it. All right, so this will take us to the portal. So we go in. Now, before we trigger, these things are important to understand. They go all around the map. The reason why you'll trigger the bullet death mode will be because if he shoots his little shield charge ability at it, this will basically trigger these, and if all of these are unlocked, then basically can do bullet death mode. Now, if we trigger no more than like 2 or 3, it doesn't trigger. So if you look at this as quadrants, so look at this as quadrant, stay near the opening here, then basically if you don't move from in here, and if you can tank it, and this is predicated on being a relatively tanky character, if you don't move from here and you can tank the hits, then you can basically do this fight piece of piss. The other way is to always be in between these nodes and make sure that when he does his little shield frost charge thing, that they never actually hit one of these nodes. But that's pretty much the only thing that you need to know about this fight. So we're just going to rip into it. Now when he does his, so you'll hit like this for a little bit, you'll be able to see his Qs there. He's got pretty good tells. And this is like Delve 362, so this is not an easy instance of this. He's doing a lot of damage. Now all of these, like the spikes do nothing. When he hits the ground, So this is his first phase. Now in here, literally just stay in this little quadrant and see how that opens there. If too many of those open, then that's what triggers bullet death. So now only one of these are actually open, and he can't really do anything. He'll never go into the bullet death mode. And then we just go and face tank him. Then when he hits the ground and he does his ground spike, then we want to move out of the way and move behind him. So there we go. So we just move behind, dodge the spike, and then we just go back to the same instance and sit to the this one quadrant here. Then you go back into his Autembo stage, and then we literally just kite it down here. And then if you move up, you can actually start moving between if you've got evasion on your flask. So we again move out of the way, just being mindful, because that'll do huge damage, and then we go back to what we were doing. Literally, that's all he will do this entire fight. And then if we want to expedite this fight quicker, we use some dynamite. So he'll literally just keep telegraphing the same instance, kite it down a little bit, and then run back up. That does basically nothing to me. So we just get out of the way, run back, throw some dynamite. You go back in the face. Such an easy fight. So you just always got to stay out of that. That's the only real thing you need to be worried about. And try and keep him in the center of the map. Don't do what I just did. And see, he will apply frost on hit too, but don't worry about that. So now he goes into this phase, just drop some flares down. All the enemies will come at you because he hits half-life. And if you're tanky like me, you don't need to worry about a single thing. You just need to throw fire traps out and basically kill everything. That literally is a no-no when you're trading. Don't do that to people. So literally nothing here can... There we go, he's back up. Trying his shit again. Then we just go back to wailing on him. Now if you've got more damage, obviously you'll take him down quicker. I don't. But we can just drop a heap of... It's the best part about dynamite. Then we just go back and he goes into phase. Sort of messed up a little bit there. There we go. Look, it's a daunting fight when you first think about it, but it's actually just a really easy fight. You're doing like 3 actions, and actually he does like one of the craziest amounts of damage in the game with his bullet death mode, but if you keep it like this, you never go into phase. So then we just sit here, you go back into his Autembo mode, then we just do the same thing. We go down, boop, 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 and then run back into the fray, run around, kite it a little bit, insult him. We drop the disrespect. And see, that's if you get caught in the phase, he does a lot of damage with that. I could have died there, but I didn't. Go back into his Autembo phase. Now, like that there, I did that purposely. You can have that. He won't go into bullet storm mode with a second node unlocked. I'm not quite sure what the predicated amount of nodes that need to be hit are to trigger bullet death mode. But just avoid it like the plague. Don't get done by bullet death mode. I'm not going to show that in this video because you know what? You never need to see it if you do this fight properly. It's almost dead. He'll go into his Ortemba mode because he doesn't want to make this easy. So then we just run again. Same thing. I don't even have immunity on this build to cold. And he's just about done. There we go. This is at Delve 350, 370. So you'll drop whatever. Come on. Didn't give me anything good, but you can craft precursor emblems with these rings, so they're actually not too bad. They're worth like 20 chaos each. Anyway, that's how to beat the Crystal King really easily and under like 10 minutes with a shitty, well, not shitty, but not a high DPS build. You don't need a high DPS build in Delve. You just need to know how the mechanics work. Anyway, if this video helps you, like and sub. And until next time, hopefully this will get you into Crystal King farming. There'll be a Delve build, there'll be a Delve guide coming out later tonight, and then a build guide for this character in the next day. Anyway, like and sub, and bye.